Um, well, I think some of the major needs that would be very beneficial to the neighborhood is that we need more options for food.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I mean, there's Kroger, but that's pretty much it. And there's one Kroger that serves our population or that particular neighborhood, and sometimes it's not always the safest one. And there's a couple of gas stations and quick marts, but it's not really where I would go and get fresh produce.
Yeah, and didn't they recently close a Kroger that was probably closest to you on Second
Yes,
Street?
yes.
Yeah.
So now I have to go either to the Kroger on Poplar Level or the one that's on Third Street, and it's okay. It's just, but I really miss having that neighborhood Kroger.
Yeah, that's definitely an inconvenience, and it's probably an issue for a lot of folks. Um, when thinking about Shelby Park, you all have got a few agencies there, like Sojourn. The church there has a health clinic, and there are St. Vincent de Paul Society and Salvation Army. Do you use any of the agencies in your neighborhood?
Um, no, I don't. And the reason that I don't is because I do have health care. So on that aspect, I'm okay.
Right.
I don't have to use St. Vincent de Paul. I have in the past, though. But I feel like a lot of the organizations that are in my community are for people who are in poverty, who are going to stay in poverty.
Right.
There's not very many resources to help people get out of poverty, such as having more places for employment, just having a safer neighborhood for kids to go and play. It just seems like we're kind of stuck in this area between the Highlands and Old Louisville, and people just really don't know what to do with us.
Right. And what do you think are, like, for you, what are some of your major concerns? You've said feeling like there's not a lot of food. Do you feel like safety is an issue as well as
Yes.
a single woman living there?
Yes, I do feel like the neighborhood is trying to make some efforts to make it feel a little more safe. But I think overall, there's plenty of places that could be improved. The neighborhood, my mom lives out in St. Matthews, and when I drive to St. Matthews versus my neighborhood, her streets are in better condition when it snows. The schools are in better condition. There's not so much trash on the ground. There's so many more places to shop and go and be, and they're just like if I want to go to the movies, I have to either go to one that's on Baxter, but if I really want a really good movie theater, it takes me about 15 or 20 minutes to get out there, or I have to go to the one in Indiana. So I feel like it's kind of a neighborhood that everybody's forgotten.
Yeah, and it sounds like beyond just not even having things like access to good food and employment, there's not much in the way of recreation either. So
No.
there's a lot of lack.
No.
What do you think that is needed then to kind of for your community to be more responsive to the needs of people like you and your other community members?
Well, first of all, I think, again, to go back to the food, the idea that I live in a food desert is that I think we need to have better qualities of food. I think that the city needs to invest in trying to help make the neighborhood someplace that people from other areas want to visit instead of us having to go to their neighborhoods. Like even if there was something unique like House of Boom that's out in Middletown, a lot of people love to go to some place like that, or if we had an art gallery or just different things that encourage people to come instead of like bars and just the neighborhood being something that you pass through.
Right. Yeah. So definitely a need, like you said, across the board, more recreation, better access to good food, and just feeling like rather than being a place that people go through to go somewhere else, like this is a place that people would want to come and do things that they find enjoyable, and then being a place that the residents feel good about, and having the city pay better attention to those things too overall.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Emily.
you.
I so appreciate it.